up, everyone? Welcome to today's episode of George Reviews. Today, I'll be taking a look at another set of Superman from Mcfarlane's DC Multiverse. This is another versus battle for me and my channel. This is a way for me to just get reviews out faster, like just combining them. Today we have 1978 Richard Donner's Christopher Reeve Superman versus 1983, I forget who directed that one, Superman 3's Evil Superman Platinum Chase figure. This is the standard packaging from Mcfarlane Figures. It's a black and silver box with a window where you can see the figure and accessories. It's not too glamorous where you want to hold on to the box. I just tossed these out. And this should be an easy one because it's basically the same figure in a different color. So I should get through this quickly. But let's bring him closer, take a look at the package. You can see all of his accessories. He gets a ton of hands, an extra head, an awesome figure, a collector's card. Side panel, back of the box is Christopher Reeve right here, looking just so awesome, just so iconic. Standing in front of the American flag. The Platinum Chase is the exact same. They just changed the contents of the box. But you get a ton of accessories. And Mcfarlane just always does things weird. I guess we don't have to worry about it too much longer because his license is coming to an end. This is Two-Face digital figure, which goes from like $28 right at 30 after taxes. You over 30 bucks. So this is a $30 figure because it's like a silver age. It says silver age, but he does like the more classic figures at a higher price. And he comes with nothing, no extra hands or anything. But these guys, which is like the same type body, same measure of plastic, were $19. Anyway, I picked them up, both up at Walmart. They're not gold label exclusives, but I pretty much dominantly saw these at Walmart. I think I saw him once or twice at some other retailers, maybe once or twice. And I've only seen the Platinum Chase at Walmart, which is where I got mine. A friend of mine actually grabbed this for me, and he kind of hid it in the store. You know, we do that for each other. Then I went to go get it, and they had more. And I'm like, man. And then I continued to see this guy at Walmart. But once they were gone, like a week or two later, of I guess like them putting out cases, they were gone. Haven't seen them since. And this was like back in November maybe of 2024 when he first dropped. Haven't seen them in the store since. But I'm going to get mine open and we're going to take a look right now. Nothing further in the box. Oh, he comes with a flight stand. I couldn't even see it through the packaging. It's cool. A couple of people talked about me in some reviews. I actually have these. My daughter just keeps taking them. So let's get this guy unpackaged. Yep, they do help. I really wish they wouldn't stuff the cape through the packaging like that, but a lot of companies do that. I guess it's their thing, and then this happens. Now for his accessories. Love the fact that we get an extra head, more stern face. The face portrait looks great. It's not the best I've ever seen, but at this price, this looks phenomenal. First set of hands, we get a pointing finger and a finger holding a crystal from Krypton. This is very nice. We get a couple like relaxed palms, one more relaxed than the next. Flight hands for when Superman takes his victory lap around Earth at the end of the movies. And we get some gripping, grabbing hands, even though he doesn't have anything to grab or grip. Now, even more accessories back here. We get the flight stand, which is so appropriate for any Superman. We have DC down there. It is a transparent plastic. Very welcome. And one collector's card with Christopher Reeve Superman right there. We got Mcfarlane collector's edition right here. Back of the card, real name Clark Kent Kal-El. From the doomed planet of Krypton, two parents launched a spaceship carrying their infant son to Earth. He grows up to become Clark Kent, a mild-mannered reporter with the powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal man. Very nice. All right, because these are dead ass the same, I am just going to slice this guy open and pull out the action figure and not go through the other huff. But because this is an unboxing channel, we're going to get this guy unboxed. So if you're kind of like, oh my god, you can just just fast forward it, man. Just fast forward it. You know what we do. You know what this is. And bam, here he is. He looks fantastic. Here's our baddie. This is the only live action Superman to bang somebody other than Lois and Lana. This guy looks great. He comes with the same accessories. Not going to unbox. His head is a little bit of a variant, and then the same thing in the back of the box. All right, let's do it. I'm going to go with the 1978 original film, Christopher Reeve. And we are going to start with his head. Take a look at that head portrait. And it looks pretty damn good to me. Some reviewers have said it could look a little bit more lifelike, but you're not going to find a better head portrait from a live action movie transferred into movie figure at 20 bucks than this. This isn't Mafex or Hot Toys. This is Mcfarlane, and this looks pretty darn good. As a matter of fact, let's get Christopher Reeve out here and take a look at these guys side by side. Superman! You tell me where you can find this good of a head sculpt at the $20 price point on any toy line, and I'll go buy it. But back to our action figure right here. The blue eyes look striking. A nice little touch of paint on his lips. Some shading around his eyes. We have the traditional and classic curl at the front of the hair. We get a little bit of a gray right by the curl and on the side of the part. And the hair is nicely molded. A little bit of a cleft into the chin. S on the chest is very well done. And it's very specific to this Superman. The shield surrounding the S is slightly rounded off, different from a lot of the other Superman. It looks very spot on to my eyes. Coming down to the trunks and the waist area, the belt is painted on pretty well. No real muscle definition in the thighs, and that's how Christopher Reeve was. He worked on his upper body to get ready for the role and just didn't do any squats or leg lifts. The boots look spot on. They're very close to his legs, almost like latex or something like it was in the movie, and they nailed that look right here. Ankles are much improved over previous releases. That looks very good. Spin around to his back. Take a look at the back of the shorts. Looks good back there. Nothing really going on. And his cape. Now, right here, I noticed out of the box, like the S on the cape, it's like you have to spread the cape out to see it fully. And I'm assuming they printed it on here with the cape extended instead of having it like draped down and printing it in here. When you bring the cape down like this, you're supposed to see the S fully. Like this guy over here, making an early appearance in the review. Like the cape is just laying there and the S is printed better, and this is just like bunched up, and that sucks. I really wanted this guy to be perfect. And this is the first flaw I see, and maybe the only flaw I see on this figure so far. And because wire capes are so cool, you can recreate the scene where he did the spin and went down to Luthor's lair. Now for the bad guy. Take a look at this head portrait. Now, what is clever is this head portrait is the secondary head for this guy, and vice versa. Looks really good. Like his 3 o'clock shadow or 5 o'clock shadow, when it was in the box, it had like a lot of powder on it, and I was able to rub some of it all there, like that's coming off. So I wonder, is it supposed to be on there? Supposed to be more gray, or it didn't take well, or what? I don't know, but it's coming off like around the ear as well. Yeah, I don't know if it looks better the original way or this way, but he has the 5 o'clock shadow on this head, a little bit more gray over here and down here. And again, I don't know if that's just rubbing off or what. Take a look at his tattered outfit, or it's dirty anyway. A little bit of dry brushing on there. And in the box, it looks purple, but when you bring it closer, it's just a darker blue, which is very nice. It kind of played with my eyes a little bit. He has the dry brushing on his trunks and thighs. Got a lot on his knees and boots. None like on his hands, though. Swinging him around to the back of the cape. And the cape is like two-tone. I don't know if it's because of the fabric or they did that on purpose, but I like it. I actually like it. Swinging him around. Does he have the same problem? This problem with this cape is not as bad as this one, as far as like just being bunched up. This one isn't even relaxed that much. So when you relax it more, like I think they just goofed on this one. I don't, is it just mine, or do you have yours and yours bunches up like this, but this is done better over here? Like, kind of sucks. Like I said earlier, I like how they got the dirt, grime, and what was it, oil from the tanker he bust open is all over his cape. Yeah, nice attention to detail for this figure. And it should be, because Christopher Reeve Superman is just so iconic. This guy just set off the whole superhero movie industry for all time. Since he's here, let's do his articulation. Start with the head. He can look up this far, which is a lot. Compared to the last Superman I was working with, that is not bad. Down this far again, nice. Side to side, 360. Shoulder rotation, shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, ball jointed wrist, up and down hinge. It should rotate and give you in and out, give you all the articulation you need out of a wrist. Midsection, this looks a little tight. Let's see what this does. I might as well do a 360 out of it. Did it. To the front, to the back a lot. I mean, I'm activating this right here. But let's just go ahead and activate it together. To the back a lot. Activate it together. To the front a lot. Straight up just the waist. And these figures are well disguised at the waist by the diapers that they're wearing, or the trunks or whatever. So you really can't see into them when you make it into an oval. Legs, front to back, phenomenal. The splits, phenomenal. Look at that. Double jointed knee, no boot cut, ankle rotation, kick to the front, ankle, back ankle, and toe articulation. This one is very stiff. Let me come over here. Oh, it's very stiff. Either it's very stiff or it doesn't go that far. This is what I'm getting out of it. It's very stiff, and I'm not going to break it for this review. But that's about what we get. This is probably the weakest point of articulation in the figure, which I really don't use a hell of a lot on my figures anyway. This guy articulation is fantastic. Now for this guy's articulation. No, I'm just kidding. Let's take a look at the two default head sculpts side by side. This one has the more stern face, which he should. And this one has relaxed, nice, friendly Superman face. And now we're going to get to the head swaps. Here is Superman's secondary head, which is this head right here. And let's check these two guys out side by side. You can see it is the same head. But somehow, I don't know if it's like just a little bit more of a 5 o'clock shadow, but somehow this guy just looks more sinister. It could be the outfit making it look that way. But he looks just a little bit more meaner, even though it's the same head. Now swapping his default head off. Oh, like this is the money head. You need this one for both of them. Now we get the heat vision eyes, which is so cool. This is the best head in the set. I mean, you got to have a regular head, but you got to have the heat vision. I'm waiting for him to make a Superman with the plastic coming out like this and generating the heat vision. Or maybe something you can plug in. He does interchangeable faces right now, but where's the Superman with the heat vision actually extending from the head? Right now for the hand swaps, but I want to take a look at the packed in hands. They're both packed with fists for flight or fighting. Just want to show those off real quick. Alright, getting two sets of hands out of the way at the same time. We have the flight hands where he's cruising by, giving you a nice wave, like have a nice day. And then we have the open hands so he can choke the shit out of his Clark Kent good counterpart in the junkyard. Alright, for the final two sets of hands, he has like this open gesturing hand over here or whatever. It's pretty cool, but I don't, you know, remember it being specific to Christopher Reeve, but it's a cool hand nonetheless. And he has a like a larger, even more open hand over here. Not to be confused with this hand. They're very close, and I don't like it. A lot of toy companies do that. Give you like some hands that are very close to each other. Like why do we need both? I could have got something else. And then I don't have anything for this guy to grab. So, all right, in his left hand, he is holding the crystal of knowledge. It is the one green crystal out of all the crystals that he had. This single-handedly built the Fortress of Solitude. It allowed him to communicate with Jor-El's ghost or spirit or energy. And it also took away his powers, and it gave his powers back, which is so, so cool. And because of his wrist hinge, you can get it perfectly into that pose like he's putting in there. We don't have anything to put it in. That would have been nice as well. And what really would have been cool is if they had casted the two different ones in different plastic. They could have just used the plastic from the stand and had like the little clear crystal, because they were different crystals at the Fortress of Solitude, and they could have painted that hand a little bit better, but that's okay. And then on this hand, we get this pointing finger. This looks more like the little beam that Zod and the others were shooting at Superman. Maybe we'll get a Zod. Maybe he'll reuse this hand. Yeah, and I hope we get Zod. I wonder if they got the license for the likenesses of the actors. Hope we get Zod, Numb, and Ursa. What was her name? That would be so awesome. Now to give our guys the quick size up and rundown. Here is the latest Silver Age Superman from Mcfarlane Toys with cloth cape and the Action Comic reissue of the Action Comic 1000 Superman. This guy is a little guy. Now to put him to the test. Here is the live action counterpart. And I got a lot of studio lights on, so this plastic in this toy is going to be a lot brighter than the movie costume. But I think he pulls it off. And now for our 1983 drunken, fornicating, violent, scumbag Superman live action comparison. Got one more comparison and you could tell from the wide shot, you know what's coming. Hot Toys, Christopher Reeve, 1978 Superman. Alright fam, we've come to the end of another episode of George Reviews. Since this is a versus battle and I have to pick one, I'm going to go with the Platinum Chase. I think he's a bit more interesting. You have to have a standard Christopher Reeve Superman, so you kind of got to have them both. But to award a winner, it's the Platinum Chase. So I want to wrap this thing up. Absolutely love these figures. The articulation, it's the same figure, but the articulation on these are fantastic. I don't know if it's just the shape of Christopher Reeve's body, which makes the arms and the legs and the ab work so well, but some of my previously reviewed Superman don't have nearly as good articulation as these guys. So their articulation is a 10 out of 10. The look is a 9 out of 10. Now accessories, I give them an 8 out of 10. They're not bad, but do we really need all of these hands? What we needed is something I don't think that's ever come with a Superman figure in the Mcfarlane line is kryptonite. A piece of kryptonite. We needed the kryptonite chain to go around this guy's neck that Lex Luthor laid on him, because we're probably not going to get a Gene Hackman Lex Luthor. And kryptonite from this guy, because he exists because of artificial kryptonite. This is what morphed him into like the evil Superman. And we're probably not going to get a Richard Pryor. That guy's dead too, and I don't know if that would sell well. I would definitely buy it. I would love to have a Superman movie Richard Pryor. As goofy as he was in that role, I would love to have that. I can't think of anything else that I would want from Superman 3. So I would have sacrificed a couple set of hands to get the kryptonite. Other than that, absolutely love these figures. Happy to add them to my collection. Can't wait to get them on display. Do you guys have them? Do you guys love them? Are you looking for them, or you don't care for them? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for joining me for another episode of George Reviews. The reviews of every toy has a story.
Now, yield, kneel.